What would I do without you, Doha? Loving the Museum of Qatar. Got my head spinning, no kidding. You're my desert rose.
What's going on in that beautiful rose? I see it from the Corniche in the Doha roads.
Sheikha Mayasa, Her Excellency herself, she reposted the story of this beautiful song, and this is how I knew about Aslom, and this is how we met.
I've witnessed you filming, I've witnessed her singing. I'm telling you, this is a very special moment. You don't know it now, but you will. Failure is a very important part of success. I call it the step before success.
Welcome to Fashion Podcast. It's a platform where we give voices to talented and creative people of Qatar. We speak about fashion, style, creativity, art, and not only. And today my guest is Aslom, as more known, Qatari Music Vibes.
Thank you
correct?
For having me. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you so much, Aslom. I'm so happy to meet you. And let me introduce you to Aslom, that he created a cover version of the song about Qatar Museum and Qatar, and it got so viral that Sheikha Mayasa, Her Excellency herself, she reposted the story of this beautiful song, and this is how I knew about Aslom, and this is how we met. Tell me more about why you decided to write a song about Qatar and how all this story happened.
Well, I'm an English teacher by trade, and I came to Qatar in 2014, okay, and around 2015, it started to feel a little bit like my home. The first year, I won't lie, I missed London a lot. But around 2015, I started to feel like it was my home. And I saw people were making reels and videos using westernized songs and, filming Souq Waqif, so filming Musharib, so filming Qatara. But I thought, yeah, but the songs don't mention those places. People are making a kind of superficial link. So I thought, wouldn't it be great if songs actually featured, places that we hear about and know about in Qatar, Musharib and Qatara and so on. So to be honest with you, I just wanted to put it out there. I took Camila Cabello's Havana Unana was popular at the time. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we had Qatara Unana? And people would, in Qatar would appreciate that there's a song that mentions a place in Qatar. So I wrote the song. I got one of my singers. I started Qatari Music Vibes with just me and one singer, a female singer. And she's from the same area as Camila Cabello. So she had the accent. So she sang the song for me, sent it over. She's actually in that part of the world, sent me the songs in MP3 and I uploaded it. Slowly started getting traction. People were actually sharing it and listening to it. And then I was like, wow, this is a unique gap. There was no music that celebrated Qatar with places in Qatar mentioned. So then I created the second song, which was Chainsmokers' song, the song, I changed it to I said this when I flew over, we ain't ever leaving Doha, right? And that song, I posted it and it mentioned expats like us. So it says, we are doctors, we are teachers, we are nurses, engineers, and how Qatar became someone's home. That song was reposted by Her Excellency and I was asleep. I'm going to work the next day. And I go into school getting ready as normal. Meanwhile, while I'm sleeping, my phone is blowing up. The Instagram is all over the place. DMs and there's likes and shares and everything because Her Excellency shared the song. So I go into school as normal. I'm an English teacher. We're very busy. Halfway through the day, I check my phone during my break. Okay, and I see that it's been shared by Her Excellency. I see that I've then been invited to come and do a concert at the National Museum of these songs. And I was just blown away.
How did you feel? How did you feel when it's so royal family of Qatar reposting your songs? How does it feel?
I went to my friend who's Muhiddin, who's a colleague in my department. I went to him, I said, I'm a bit in shock, so I need to have a look at something. So I showed him. He said, mate, that's amazing. And I said, yeah. He goes, look how, if you were in London, this wouldn't have happened. Yeah, you're just another person in London. There's too many people there. But here in Qatar, because we're still growing, it was an opportunity that presented to me, and look at what it led to. Fast forward to, I wrote more songs about Qatar. I started performing them as well. I wrote the song, Shakira visited Qatar. She visited the Education City. And I thought, let me change Shakira's song. I don't know, let me change Shakira's song about Waka Waka because the World Cup is coming to Qatar. It hadn't come then. Okay. So I changed the lyrics to, 2022 AA, posted it, and it started exploding. And I mean, it started getting thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions. It got to 10 million hits. Okay.
Wow.
And then it was playing on the Dalbos. It was playing in Festival City. It was playing on the train in Festival City. It was playing in Lusail during the World Cup.
Oh, nice.
And that led to the YouTube award when I got over 100,000 subscribers.
This is the YouTube award. So for how many views you received that?
You have to get over 100,000 subscribers.
100,000 subscribers. A long way for me to go, but hopefully with your presence it's gonna be more possible.
Then I got to 112,000, and it was insane because what I loved most was the way people were sharing it. For me, so during the World Cup, I was invited by one of the FIFA events to come and perform some of my songs, and so I went and did that, and that was a highlight of the World Cup for me. It wasn't watching the matches; it was seeing people enjoying my music. Like to see the light on their faces, the smiles, and to see them just enjoying the songs because they're singing along. Because as the song goes, after you've heard the first part, the chorus. So people were singing along, and then I did a concert in Bidder Park of my songs, and there were these kids at the front. They were just dancing along. The little girl, she was so funny dancing along. There were adults singing along, and it was just amazing. For me, that was one of my highlights of that period. And during when I've also covered Ed Sheeran's Perfect, and that song's very close to my heart because it's about, again, London, about Qatar becoming your home. I wrote that I built a home here and I plan to build a family here, and this is a place close to my heart. And when I sang that song, I asked everyone, can you take out your phones and wave it in the air, like they do at Ed Sheeran concerts. And people really did that. And to see that sea of people doing that to one of your songs, and it was amazing because when Ed Sheeran came to Qatar last year, I went and I just performed a little bit of that song just outside the stadium where Ed Sheeran was, and people were really reacting to it. I put it on TikTok. And then what the funny thing was that Ed Sheeran said while he's on stage, sometimes the song I write might help someone else to become famous and well known. And I was like, wow, that was me. And he didn't know. I'm sure he doesn't know of me. Okay, I know of him. But it was just another brilliant moment where music has brought people together.
I'm so happy to know that. Tell me more about this song about Qatar, Qatar Museum. Can you sing for me your favorite part of the song? You have amazing voice. Can you sing for us in the studio? Okay,
so the Qatari Museum song, I made it just before, a little while before COVID hit. Okay, and it's a cover of John Legend's song, All of Me. So it goes. Oh, you want me to sing now?
Yes.
Okay, you put me on the spot, but I can.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I'll do the first part after the chorus. Yeah. Okay. What would I do without you, Doha? Loving the Museum of Qatar. Got my head spinning, no kidding. You're my desert rose. What's going on in that beautiful place? I see it from the Corniche and the Doha roads, and I'm so dizzy, don't know what hit me, but I'll be alright. The National Museum, Qatar's desert rose. You're crazy and I'm losing my mind, 'cause all of me loves all of you. Love the walls of this museum. When I close my eyes I see 'em, 'cause I give you all of me, and you give me all of you. Oh, that's it.
Of you. Oh, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm very, very rarely sing live, but it was, when I first saw the museum you put together, it blew me away. I was like, look at the design of this, and I didn't even know what a desert rose was. And so, that song, I really put it out there, and it got a lot of love. And the video that you saw was, there's a painter in Spain. He only speaks Spanish to me on Instagram. He's coming to an exhibition. And he messaged me because I see you make music. I said, okay, what do you do? He said, well, I take a song and I bring it to life. I said, that's awesome. So he goes, is there a song that you've written that I can bring to life in my painting? I said, listen, I made a song about the museum. Why don't you paint the museum? It'll be a great gift to Qatar from you, and it'll be a great thing to paint. So I said, and when you're painting it, please make some video clips of you doing the painting. So that's exactly what he did. Fast forward 2 weeks. I didn't think he'd do it, to be honest with you. I was like, he's probably a very busy guy. He sent me a picture, just a JPEG, and it's Sheikh Tamim standing over, a prayer for Qatar being united, and the museum. And I said, send me over the clips. So then I had footage of the National Museum, which I had filmed for my museum song. So we put his clips, my museum clips, and my song together, and I called it Art Meeting Arts. And that was a song that was shared recently.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Tell me about this beautiful jacket. You told me that you created yourself. For which purpose and how this happened?
So, I've had students, I've been in Qatar for 11 years now. I've had students that I've seen through all the way through high school, right through to finishing their A-levels and going to university. So there's a group of students that I've taught now, and they're finishing the year 13. They're going to university, okay, or whatever they want to do after year 13. And so I asked them, I said, guys, I want to make you a graduation song, to send you off. And then I said, give me a song that's trending and popular with you guys now. They said, sir, there's a song by K-pop Demon Hunters called Golden. I said, I'm really sorry, but what is that? And they said, sir, you've been living under a rock. I said, no, I've been very busy with work. I haven't been watching Netflix a lot. What is that? They said, sir, it's the most trending song right now and the most trending show. I said, all right, let me listen to it. So they played it for me, and I said, that's really cool. I said, all right, let me take that song and let me make it into a graduation song. So that's exactly what I did. I took the song, I rewrote it so it's graduation style. And it goes, we're going up, 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 it's our prom day. I talk about graduation and about moving on with your life.
And you have mentioned in having two lives in that song. What did you mean by that?
The two lives? Yeah. So I said that sometimes as students, you want to have your social life, but then you want to have your academic life too. And students are sometimes torn between those two. So I wrote that song, made the song, and I needed to make a music video because, first of all, I made a male version. The song's by females. And I thought, okay, what am I going to do? So I thought, I'm going to really give homage to the golden outfits that the K-pop Demon Hunters are wearing in the show. So I had this jacket specially made with the gold and the black, okay? And, I've got a great craftsman that makes my outfits for me for all my music videos. When I did Bruno Mars...
In Doha, this person in Doha, the craftsman.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And when I did Bruno Mars' Uptown Funk, they made the pink jacket for me. Because surprise, surprise, no one sells a pink jacket. Yeah. So they made the pink jacket for me, and I said, I need this jacket in black and gold. I need it fitted to my size. I need the embroidery on the shoulder. And he said, all right, give me some time. So he put this together for me, and this is what I wore in the music video. And what's really cool is that this podcast is the premiere of this outfit. I haven't released the music video yet. Yeah. So when this goes online, you'll see the music video at the same time. And when I showed my students, they were blown away. That's a huge honor for us. And I said, no, look, like I told you, even myself, I have two lives. There's the teacher in me, and then there's a performer in me, and there's the music creator and producer. This song kind of sat in between those two lives that I have.
So who is leading more? Who is leading who, teacher or the creator?
So the teacher is the guy that, leads on a daily basis because he earns the bread and butter. But when opportunities arise, the music, the singer and performer in me comes out. And before I done the music video, I hadn't done a song for a while, so it was great to get back into it. And you wonder, am I going to get stage fright? What's it going to be like with all the lights and the cameras? But I'm telling you, as soon as I was in front of those cameras with the song playing, I got a really, really great store that sells doors to Qatari houses, and he let me film in his amazing shop with all the gold and the black behind me, matching my outfit. And it was amazing just to make that music video again. I won't lie. And so I wore this in honor of that music video. And because you asked me to wear the outfit, here it is. And this is the premiere of it.
And this was going to be the premiere of the video clip after the podcast, so we can show you how it's actually going to look like afterwards. That's going to be absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Tell me, why did you come to Qatar in the first place? Why Qatar?
Being here for so long, I've met people that come here for so many different reasons.
How many years?
11 years.
The same as me. 11 years. Yeah. So what makes you choose Qatar in the first place as a teacher?
Well, I'd worked in London. I'd worked in a few schools in London. I had qualified there, then I did university there. And I thought, there's got to be more to the world than just... I'm sorry, but London is a rat race. One of the songs I wrote was... is that I don't miss London because Qatar has so much more to offer. I'm really sorry, but it's true, and especially the safety here. And so I wrote that song, and so I wanted to come to Qatar because this was a country that's up and coming. I actually contacted an agent and I said, I want to go and teach in the Middle East. Where do you think I should go? I said, I think I should go to Dubai. He goes, no, Dubai is there's nothing you're going to find new in Dubai. Qatar's up and coming. This is 2014, by the way.
I see.
And I said, okay. So he goes, go to Qatar. And honestly, I didn't know anything about Qatar back then. And I interviewed for a school. Didn't know anything apart from I knew West Bay, right? I knew West Bay. So when I got to Qatar and I dropped off in Souk Al Ali, I was like, this isn't West Bay. Where are all those tall buildings? Okay. And then I realized that there are areas of Qatar. And in my first year, yeah, I just wanted to work in a safe, but different culture, a different environment.
What do you like about culture, Qatar the most?
What do I like about Qatar the most? A lot of people are going to tell you safety. A lot of people will tell you the sun and the food. For me, it's very hard now to think of Qatar as anything but home. You know, in my first year, I was comparing everything to the UK. That's what people do when you first come here.
True.
But over time, I found that, and I go to London every summer. Every summer I'm there. And the more I go, every year, I'm more of a tourist. When my brothers pick me up, I'm like, can you go by Buckingham Palace? I want to see that place again. He's like, why? I said, it's been a while. I want to see it. But after I've seen it, after that week or 2 weeks,
you want to see the Qatar airport, right? The Hamad airport is amazing to
yeah,
land.
I made a song about Hamad Airport. Okay, that's how much I love Hamad Airport. And I end up now when I'm in the UK, I compare life to Qatar. I'm like, yeah, but in Qatar I can get this.
Yeah.
In Qatar I know a guy. In Qatar I know a guy. And in London they're like, so for example on Sundays, this is the worst. On Sunday I head out at 2-3 p.m. I've had my coffee, I've had my lunch, I'm gonna head out, I'm gonna go hit the shops. By 4:30, 5 p.m. they're closing the shop. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yes,
We're closing. I'm like, why? The day just started. They said, maybe for you. Okay. For us, we don't open. We're only open for a limited time.
Yeah.
And everything is shut. The entire, when I'm there with my Qatari friends, we'll hit a couple of coffee shops, but we won't really go out on a Sunday because nothing's open. Whereas the life here, that's the first day of the week. So I compare life in the UK more to Qatar now. And honestly, I was talking to one of my friends recently about what constitutes home, and home becomes flexible for you when you're living. I'm sure you find the same thing.
True.
You become what they call like a nomad. They say home is where your heart is. They say home is where I lay down my hat. And it's not where you grew up. It's not where you were born. It's about where you feel where you feel at home. And the safety here, when I was in London, I was watching my back all the time, making sure my phone doesn't get stolen in some TikTok video, okay? But here, you don't have to worry about that. I've left an AirPod. In 2015, I won't forget, I left my AirPod in the middle of Gulf Mall. And I was walking towards the cinema, I was like, hey, where's my AirPod? I went back, I didn't leave it, it dropped out.
Found the same
It was
place.
right there. I was going to Saudi Arabia once for a pilgrimage, and I was doing all the shopping beforehand, and between Gulf Mall and Lulu's, I dropped my wallet, and it was in a car park somewhere. When I came back to the place, I couldn't find it, and I was stressing because my Qatari bank card was there, my UK bank card is in there, my QID, everything. And I just thought, I looked everywhere, I couldn't find it. I thought, maybe someone's handed it in, maybe. It's a very slim chance. Went to Lost and Found, someone handed it in. All the money was there, all the cards were there, everything was there. That's what Qatar is in a snapshot. Not just that, the guy then, he took note of my name because he messaged me on Facebook. Hi brother, did you get your wallet?
Oh, that's so nice.
I said, thank you so much. I friended him. I said, thank you so much. You have no idea what that meant to me. It wasn't about the money, it was about the inconvenience of all of my cards disappearing. He said, no, I thought about that, so I handed it in. I was hoping.
People here are amazing. But let's go back to this moment how you started your career in performing. I want to talk about the failure. I'm sure people are now amazed by the fact that you created all those videos, but it's not always was like that, right? So how many times you need to try to actually succeed? How many times you need to rewrite the song? How many times you need to listen? Tell me the stories. I want to know.
People ask Michael Jordan, they tell him, how does it feel to have got all those shots in? And he says, I think about the shots that I missed.
Yes.
Yeah. He because no one counts those. No one tells me. And well, you missed them, because I know. I know the songs and the struggles of putting them out there. You know, Qatari Music Vibes started with just me. You know, it was just me in the beginning, and now I've got my freelancer editor. I've got my freelancer sound editor. I've got my cameraman, who's an amazing cameraman. But in the beginning, it was just me, and there are struggles that you will face, and failure is a very important part of success. I call it the step before success. Yeah, because if you don't fail, then you're not going to find out what went wrong, what do you need to do next time, and you can't think you're going to have success after success in anything. There's no way. There are songs that were really beloved to me that I put out there that didn't get that traction. It's okay. Yeah, and we live in a culture now where people want instant success.
True.
They want the shortcut. They want the to go viral. If you ask people what viral means now, they think it means to become popular. You know, they don't understand it comes from, you know, the origin of the word of virus, which spreads and goes everywhere. Yeah. So people don't want to put the hard work in. And
how many sleepless nights you have on that song, which make you the most famous? How many sleepless nights? Tell me.
No, the Waka Waka one, I honestly didn't think it would get anywhere. So I made the song for Waka Waka, right? Mm-hmm. And COVID had just happened, so I couldn't film anywhere in Qatar because you had to wear masks, and you can't really make a music video with wearing masks. So I know you had the wonderful lady here as your guest, who also made the masks for various, you know, distinguished people. And everyone in Qatar had to wear the mask. So I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to make a music video for a song? I really want to put it out there. World Cup is on the way. What do I do? So a friend of mine, she lives in the Pearl, and she had a balcony, the Pearl balcony. She goes, film it on my balcony. Then it's safe because we're indoors. Okay. But we're also slightly outdoors. Okay. But we're also social distancing because there's no one in the frame. It's just the model singing the song. And that's what we did. And one of my Qatari friends had gifted a wonderful dress to my mother. And I hadn't taken it back. It wasn't summer yet. So I said, let's just use that. So we got the actress to come in. She wore that dress. We filmed on the balcony, and we had a big fan, you know, the big fan from Lulu's, blowing in her face. And the woman whose balcony it was, she said, Aslom, I don't know if you realize, but you have something special here. And I was in the middle of a shoot. I was like, what are you talking about? She said, no, I'm telling you. I've witnessed you filming. I've witnessed her singing. I'm telling you, this is a very special moment. You don't know it now, but you will. And that's the one that went viral. You know, I would love a moment where I could tell Shakira that we made your song in Qatar. I have no idea if she knows. I have no idea if someone's shown it to her. If someone watches this, and please just let her know that We Qatar is her song. Sorry, Shakira, we should have asked you, but I'm sure you would agree because you made it for the World Cup originally. And the amount of love that song got. You know, they still play it on the Dow boats. They still play that song on the Dow boats. I know because YouTube sent me notifications of where it's being played, who it's being played by, because you know I'm a YouTube partner and I have that YouTube studio, and so it's still being played now. Okay, people are still enjoying that song, not just in Qatar, by the way, all over the world. Imagine that. My YouTube analytics tell me it's being enjoyed in different parts of the world to this day.
I'm so happy for you. But tell me, if there is a very talented guy, somebody like you in the beginning, and he has an amazing voice, so where is the step what brings a talented guy to the famous guy? How to reach there? What you need to do?
Talent without hard work means nothing. I think Cristiano Ronaldo said that. You have to have the talent, to just have the longevity, but more so than that, you have to put the hard work in. So if there's someone out there that wants to, you know, I can't do this forever, and I hope that someone will continue my legacy after I've retired. You know, I think of The Greatest Showman, where that Hugh Jackman scene where he has his two girls, he has his wife, and he gives the hat to Zac Efron, and he said, "The show must go on." Okay, and he said, "Well, what are you going to be doing?" He said, "Watching my girls grow up. You know, there'll be a time when I'm going to retire Qatari Music Vibes, and hope that someone else will continue it." And I would like for that person to know that it's not easy to achieve success, and there'll be times when you'll put something out there and it won't get the likes, it won't get that reshares and reposts and likes. And what do you do when that happens? Do you give up? No, because you didn't do it for the likes. You hope for the likes, you hope for the shares. But I made these songs for myself. You know, one of the songs I wrote was about you can go. I wrote it. My singer, she sang it, but it's a is it Hannah Montana? It's a you can go lose sail, you can see the pearl. Okay, you can go to festival, but at the end of the day, you'll always find your way back home. And that song was very personal to me because at that time, I think my grandmother was very sick, and I was so busy with Doha and enjoying life here. I was like, oh no, I need to go and spend some time with my grandmother. And so that idea of these songs you put out there, they're for you. Every one of my songs has lines that and every average person will just sound like a regular line, but they're related to instances in my life, to a friendship, to one. And my friends, they know, they're like, that's my line. I'm like, yeah, that's your line. Between me and you, that line was written for you. And so you don't do it for the likes and the shares and the reposts and so on. You do it for you. And if you do it for yourself, then whether or not it has success, it doesn't matter. Because my songs, when I first started them, it was also so that because I'm not going to remember all of my students, unfortunately, when I'm old. When I look back, I can say, okay, what did I do with my life? Is there something I did that changed the world in a slightly better way? And I can say, I made these songs and they brought so much happiness to people, and you can tell from, and the evidence of that is the shares. Sometimes people, they want that dopamine hit. They want, oh yeah, I've got that share. It makes you feel good. But for me, the shares and the likes are just evidence that people are enjoying it. And that should be enough. So for me, when I'm older and I look back, I can say, hey, people really enjoy these songs. I made something truly remarkable. There's nothing out there. No one's still, none of these pop stars have made songs about Doha. They've come and sang in Doha, where there's no one out there that's made a song specifically mentioning Qatar.
True.
There's nothing out there. There isn't. And, people get excited when they see a bit of Qatar in a movie or there's a scene. Yeah. Okay, but I think this is such
we deserve more than this, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. We deserve more than a throwaway scene at the ending of a movie. There should be a lot more media about Qatar, and it's such a wonderful place. And if I ever meet a tourist, I would say, listen to these songs, not because I need the followers. I've got 112,000. It's because I want them to enjoy it. I'm like, enjoy Qatar, absorb the atmosphere, and the songs are just a complimentary way of appreciating this place.
Great. Where do you see yourself in 10 or 20 years? If I take next interview after 10 years and then I'm going to show it to you. So let me see what you're going to, when we're going to watch it after 10 years, what you're going to say now.
Where do I see myself after 10 years?
Yeah.
Do you mean, will I still be singing about Qatar?
I have no idea. That's up to you. Where you see yourself?
I would see myself at home. Okay. If it's this time of the day, 7, 8 p.m., cup of tea in my hand, not coffee because I need to go to sleep. Decaf tea. My wife will be there with the tea also in her hand, probably green tea. And then I'll have a little one running around. And my little one's restless. She wants to go to sleep. And I'll be like, okay, baby, you want to go to sleep? Listen to one of Dad's songs. And you can see your dad on the TV. And I put one of my songs on. And she'll be so excited. She'll be like, Mom, look, that's Dad's on the TV. And she'll be singing along and dancing along. And I'll let her run around. And then she'll be sleepy. And I'll be like, okay, baby, let's go to sleep now. And then on the playlist on my TV will be the next guy who's made more songs about Qatar. And his songs, after my one stops, will continue. And I'll be putting my baby to sleep.
Oh, this is such a beautiful picture. And I'm so grateful for you coming. And I'm so grateful that you shared. I'm so honored to have you here. I'm so happy that you agreed. And guys, please, we will share a lot of information during the podcast. And we will share all the links. I will share all the links of all the songs, and please enjoy and sing together with us, and hopefully visit your concert soon. I'm gonna be there and you're gonna be there, and thank you for watching. Thank you for coming to my podcast.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, and stay tuned for more interesting stories. Bye.